Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, Versace. What a night last night at NCW. My goodness. What a show. Big City Rumble, always big city feel, big fight feel. Last night, delivered on all accounts. I mean, we had some great matchups scheduled. And I have to say, I was there for it all. I love it. NCW has been one of those promotions that I checked out early on in 2017, 18-ish era. Um, I was just getting back into wrestling, and the indie scene is where I wanted to kind of check out something local. And that's where I walked into. I walked into Dedham, Massachusetts. And I was just amazed on, how everything was set up, and the guys and everybody was so cool, and they had these cool characters at that time, like Dick Lane and stuff, characters. And NCW, I would use some history, obviously, and see that it's been around a very long time. Probably second longest running promotion in New England, second to Top Rope, which used to be Yankee Pro. The history, the memories, it's wild. NCW is, from that day forward, became one of my favorite promotions, and really, truly, honestly, got me into indie wrestling. And from there, I would spiral in and start to see other, promotions and things I would check out, like Proving Ground, and then I'd go up, even further north to Limitless, and out west to Beyond, and further out, Blitzkrieg, and all around. But NCW, always a great time. Last night, delivered on all accounts. I mean, huge matchups. I won't go into them all, but we saw new champion crown, new female champion, Delilah Hayden pulling it off. And she's another one. She's a great wrestler. Always comes out dazzle. She has the fans behind her, and she really just gave it everything. And I've been a fan of, like I said, NCW's, for a while, and I've seen a lot of, really good female talent in there. I remember seeing when I first came around, it was Picture Perfect, and then Isana was there, Delilah was there. I saw Ava Everett there. Then Becca would come in and make a name for herself, and the Scrungy Squad would be there. Seen Little Me Kathleen there. Their women's division got even more competitive when they, announced a championship. Ella Valentine is another one of my favorites. Jesse Nolan. Really good female talent that takes place in NCW. This was a great match, and I was happy for Delilah Hayden to take that victory last night. Um, I got to see also some, people that I haven't seen or that I've been waiting to see. And that, I have to say, this year for NCW for me has been kind of weird because of the ways that the scheduling's worked and the way I had family engagements. It just didn't always line up. And it was kind of a bummer because, like I said, I really like to watch NCW. So, I mean, I do try to go back, I guess, best I can. And that would be through their Patreon. And if you're not, I do urge you to subscribe to their Patreon. It's not a lot of money, but you could check out and watch all the, past events and stuff that they have up. They used to have, a different service, Pivot Share. It got, changed over. Everything's through Patreon. Very cool, though. To be able to go back kind of see some of the stories. But, last night, like I said, there's a lot of good tag team matches, a lot of good singles matches. A lot of people from that I've never seen personally, students, I was told. That was really cool to see. There was this, like, futuristic stable. And they all had these, like, I'm going to call them Bret Hart glasses. And, they were cool. There was a bunch of them, and they were in the Rumble. They were in other things, and they were. I saw them in intermission. Um, there was also somebody I really saw last night that I really liked, enjoyed was Cletus. Cletus, my God, Cletus. He has such a character. My kid was all about it too. I just loved it. He comes out, he's got like this water pistol. He's a southern dude. It brings me back to like the like Henry, what was it, Goodwins or whatever, or like an older wrestler kind of gimmick where they were this kind of like just a southern character. You don't really see that too often. And this one played it off really well. And I have to say, it was just very entertaining. His moves entertaining, wrestling entertaining. Really liked and enjoyed seeing Cletus wrestle. He was one of the guys that I was looking forward to seeing. But that, brings me to, probably one of the best matches. Now, we've seen a lot of great matches this year, title matches too. Vacation Land Cup, Anthony Green versus Channing Thomas. One of the greatest matches. I have to say, this match with Mike Montero and this match against Steven lost title first title again was right up there with it. If you don't know and you're not watching Mike Montero or Steven Lust, you're not watching a lot of indie wrestling. These guys are some of the best wrestlers on the scene. I've been looking and watching Mike for years now, and this kid is just unbelievable, the things he does. And then the confidence that he can do it with. Him and the Dirt City Murder Crew have really made a name in New England. Steven Lust, same thing. Before being, singles, he, to me, was part of one of the best tag teams that New England had to offer. That was Middlesex Express, with him, Stephen Broad, and Chad Epic with the mouthpiece. Those three guys, they made waves and they made fun, and it was good. I was sad when they stopped tagging. I miss P-Deck too, because he came back as solo too. Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon. I was kind of hoping to see him pop up as a cameo in the Rumble last night, but did not happen. There was a few people I missed in there, I'll say. Dick Lane being another one. When I came in, there was like three people I was really following. That was Isana, Dick Lane, and Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon. And those are like my three core wrestlers for the longest time that I would just, see where they're at, watch the shows they're on. And I learned so much about indie wrestling through watching them. And learning shows and learning other guys and just exploring. But yeah, Steven Lott is pound for pound one of the best wrestlers out there, and I mean, he just keeps getting better. Keeps refining that solo talent, and it's making, honestly, for great story. It's made also for great titles and title defenses. I've seen him, champion other promotions as well. It's quite like I said, this was a really good match, and it wasn't a super spot fest. It didn't need to be a million spots. It was a good classic wrestling match where you didn't know who honestly was going to win. Both of these guys are capable to hold both belts. Both of these guys are capable to take the victory on any given day. So what would happen last night, and we got this amazing match. It was almost perfection, honestly. It was really good. And then one Johnny Pierce. He'd come out. And that's when things got a little interesting. Johnny Pierce is no one to mess with. And we'll get into him a little bit after too. But, we've seen him on the VSW. He's going to be coming on the Nor'easter. Right? Him and Kevin Castro have been running just so much destruction in NCW. And it wouldn't stop at last night. I mean, he comes out, he grabs the commenter's table, and he ends up putting both men, Mike Montero, Steven Lust, right through the table. basically ending the match. No more match. That match is over. You can't do anything with that match now. JC Marks came out, called the match. He was mad. He was furious. I mean, like I said, that was a perfect match, and we got robbed of an ending because Johnny Pierce came in. And that's what I'm saying. It was this huge build up, and then bam, even builder. Johnny Pierce comes in, takes them both out. And that would set the stage for later on in the evening, and that's when we get to the Big City Rumble. And the Big City Rumble, honestly, was just, like I said, amazing, because you had all this different talent, people coming out of Worcester, people coming out of Maine, people coming out of here, there, New York. You had all these, like I said, future people in there, and they were really coordinated in their attacks. I did like to see, and this was really funny, BMT drew number 1, and Ariel drew number 2. And I always say it's like a demolition moment, right? Like tag team partners, but this is like husband and wife drawing 1 and 2, and they have to go up against each other. And it was just hilarious to see it happen. He thought she would just step over the rings and let him just continue along his way, and it wasn't like that. Ariel brought some fight to the game. And at one point, he even told her that the cooking sucked. So I don't know how today's going for BMT, but he might be a little hungry. But great storytelling and matchup to kick that whole thing off. Now you remember, last year it was like BMT was like in the early runnings or later running, but he stayed to the very end almost. And it was Mike Montero doing the impossible. This would set the stage even more when he did that. But, BMT had some stuff to prove. Wouldn't really do what he had to, but I'm a fan of him. I like him. I like Ariel. I like what they do in the ring. I've seen them in a few promotions now, and they're just really the power couple of New England. Love to have them on my show. Love to. I think it'd be a fun time. And I think, because it's cool to see that kind of dynamic. You see families in wrestling. Yes, you've seen, father and sons and other stuff going on. But, husband and wife going out there, working separate matches, sometimes working each other. It's like, that's fun. And that must keep it fun. But, yeah, I was impressed with a lot of those guys. And one of the biggest ones, though, that I wanted to really see, and I'm really happy I got to, was Big Country Jason Maverick. My God. He just comes in and brings a whole new feel to the game. I mean, I've seen some big dudes fight, and I remember talking to him. And he mentions like people like Big Beef and stuff, and I've seen these guys, but they do nothing to what Big Country has. I mean, he comes in and he's just like, bam. His hits are hard. His strikes are hard. He's hard. He made a big wave, and he was in there for a good amount of time last night too, which was pretty cool. I almost at one point had him picked to win, just because he had the momentum, he had everything going. And again, he's somebody that I had on earlier on in the year on VSW podcast. We talked to him, and he was telling us how all his story and what he did up in Maine and Limitless, and how he's traveled and where he was wanting to go and what he wanted to do, and he's been doing. He's been hitting those places. He's been working at Proving Ground. He's been working in NCW more. He's been going even out and reaching out and working other places. So like he's doing all that he said he was doing, and that's great. Love seeing that success and what people do and bring to the when they're in the indie world and when they're wrestling like that. And Jason Maverick, definitely one of those guys. I'd like to see him, really get out there. He has something, he brings it back to, for me, what wrestling used to be like back then, with big guys, throwing these haymakers and just a whole world of fun. Again, though, so many competitors in this Rumble. Who was going to take it? Who? You know, and we've had such memorable Rumbles too in the past. I'll never forget the one, that BRG, came in and pretended to be, now I'm going to forget his name, but he was part of the Turtles in Time. And I haven't seen that guy since, by the way. But he did the whole thing. He won the event as him, and then he unmasked, and it was, BRG. That was a memorable one too. Always something going on though, and this year would be no different. And we were just waiting. There's a lot of guys coming in, definitely over 30. People are fighting. And the numbers are starting to come down, and then Johnny Pierce comes out. And Johnny Pierce, already, hyped up from earlier in the night, he goes to work. And at this point now, it's looking pretty good for Johnny. He's throwing people out. He's getting people removed. And we got one more person that comes out after that. And it's the Right Stuff, Stephen Lust. And, he comes out badly beaten. He's still hurt. He was put through a table. He's not feeling the best. But these two, battle it. And they try to eliminate each other. And they fight and they fight. They get down to the point of one leg each on the ground. Okay. Now you got to remember now, both feet have to touch. And what happens? Lust is smart and locks his other leg with Johnny. So whatever happens now has to happen to both. And they end up going down, but at the same time. And you have like almost a Bret Hart, Lex Luger kind of deal going on, right? Who touched first? Of course, Kevin Castro is claiming victory for, Johnny Pierce. He's going to be, the man. But, Stephen Lust, thinking he's the man. The fans are saying Stephen Lust is the man. JC Mark's got to come out again. And, now he's really mad. He's mad. Because he first of all, he yells again at Johnny Pierce that he ruined, a really good match, a 5-star match. He destroyed it. He robbed the fans. But not only that, now he has to make decisions. It's decision time. He has refs. He leaves it up to the crowd. Getting chairs, who should win. More and more. But it's not, JC had to make a real move, and this is a pretty smart move. Because you can watch the camera footage all day. I have some. I watch it. They both touch the same time. He puts them in a triple threat now at WrestleFest. So that's right. WrestleFest is set. There will be the title on the line. It will be Mike Montero versus Stephen Lust versus Johnny Pierce. This is going to be insane. Johnny is going to add a whole new level dynamic to this wrestling match. Because like I said, Mike, Stephen, they both are very talented wrestlers. They both, very talented, very, they're different, though. They're a different style of wrestler than Johnny. Johnny's going to come in and cause destruction. Johnny's going to come in and hurt people. Johnny's got a mean choke slam. Johnny's got a lot of devastating impact moves. Not to say the other guys don't. Mike's got one of the nicest super kicks in the game. Lust, like I said, he's got a whole arsenal of wrestling. But they're again wrestlers, and this guy is, a destroyer. He comes in for destruction. And that's where it's going to get really interesting. I like this scene set for WrestleFest. I know we're a couple months away from it, but it will be good. It will be really good. NCW was really good. I do hope it'll be on Patreon soon. I do recommend people to watch it if it is. Subscribe for the month. Check it out. Check out what NCW has to offer, because like I said, it is a good and fun promotion. It has some of the best in New England. It's very solid. You can bring the kids there. You can bring the fam there. Always a good time. You get to meet with the stars, get to meet with the wrestlers. Everybody came out. You can meet with Cletus in this one and that one. I got to even meet with Johnny Pierce. Like I said, he's another one that I've kind of watched for a while. He made Highlight in NCW's premier magazine of, standout. And from there, I kind of watched Johnny a little bit, and him aligning with, the brilliant mind of Kevin Castro. It's a power couple too, in a different sense. They might not be married like BMT and Ariel, but they're a power couple. He knows how to work the mic and get what he wants. Kevin Castro, we've seen him do it multiple times in NCW with different teams. He knows how to work the everything. He's a good manager, and there's not many good managers left. And I actually seen people that had shirts that said, "I'm a Kevin Castro guy," which means he has a following. That's good. I like seeing managers. Like I said, most of my favorite people in the wrestling industry are managers. But I started to follow Johnny and see what he does, and we interviewed him, and he told us about all the different promotions and different things he's doing and different places he's going and what he's doing. And to really see him get this opportunity, it all came together last night. It was wild. But congratulations to him too as well, because I do feel like he's been making some waves in NCW to kind of get this opportunity. Is the best way to get the opportunity? No. But he seized it. He just did whatever it took. He didn't, might be a little bit of a shortcut, but he didn't wait around for opportunity to come knocking. He went looking for opportunity. And you can't knock that. You really can't. So the stage will be set, and we are excited. We are very excited about it. A lot of stuff happening, too. Again, VSW, to wrap things up here. Got some things coming forward. Tomorrow night's Monday. You know what that means. New episode. Check it out. 7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. And 8 o'clock else. Cluck the Clown. This guy's amazing, might I say. He's one of the, coming from a real clown background and taking it to wrestling. It's a good episode. I suggest watching it. We also have a bunch of other episodes coming and getting ready to come out. We've also started a new show dedicated to refs, the 1, 2, 3 Year Out podcast. We got some great people coming on that as well. We're talking with people up in Canada. We're talking to all the way out in Finland. I got the head referee of Slam Wrestling coming on. And that's going to be a fun story as well. We're going to have so much fun with that show. And I've had, refs before in VSW. It's not a new thing, but I just wanted to kind of separate or make it something kind of an offshoot, and then, focus the wrestlers on the other one. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming. Check all that out. Check out also stuff on the regular that comes out on the network. That's the Big Musket Podcast Network. Bunch of great shows. Nor'easter being one of them, where we've taken wrestling similar to VSW, similar to what he did with Killing the Business, and made it solely and specifically on the New England region. So check that show out as well. Great interviews. We do some great recaps and great preview shows. A lot of fun things happening. You just gotta stay subscribed, stay tuned. Thank you everybody for watching. Enjoy your Saturday. Versace Stoner out.